In other action of congeniality in college football, the ACC and Florida State University are entering mediation. It's nice, like marriage counseling. Is that what this is?
Yeah, marriage counseling for a hopeless marriage. I've heard that supposedly marriage counselors say that people go to counseling for those things too late. It's already irrevocable or whatever, and that kind of seems like what we're doing here.
Yeah. So how did you think dating the stripper made her feel, or something like that? Like, it seems like we're done here. Ross, what's going to happen in this mediation? Do we have any hope? Is there any hope for these lovebirds?
Speaking to people around college athletics and those involved in this situation, no, very, very slim amount of hope that there is some resolution. This is a court ordered mediation. I think they had the judge back in April put a deadline on them to at least try, quote, good faith mediation by a certain date. I believe it's maybe next week is like the deadline, or the next week. So they needed to get this done. So they'll enter it this week. It could last a few days. I don't expect it to last very long, but you never know when they get in the room. They'll be in person, the two sides, Florida State officials and lawyers, and the ACC lawyers, and a neutral mediator will be present and try to, encourage the sides to come up with some kind of resolution. Just to remind everybody, the Florida State is obviously trying to exit the league, and they're trying to exit it for as little price-wise as they can, as inexpensive of an exit as they can. And the ACC, according to court documents and estimates, have thrown out a price tag of more than $500 million, probably more than $600 million when you total up the exit fee plus the annual media rights that Florida State would have to pay back to the ACC. And there's a third part of this that doesn't include price, and that's the ACC just agreeing to let them out. Right now, the ACC owns their television, the television property, the television rights of Florida State for all of its home games, basically for 12 more years. So they'll be squabbling over that, and I think we should all keep low expectations for this, Dan.
I'm fascinated by a couple things out of this. Like, who's the mediator? I want to know, does this person, are you a sports fan at all? Do you even get what's going on? Or do you just get handed a set of facts and you're like, okay, ACC, I would like you to come in here with an open and agreeable mindset. And Florida State, I would like you to do the same. And let's see what we can talk about today. And both sides come in like, no, we hate the other side. Forget this. Who is the mediator? And how do you even try to broach getting two sides that seem as dug in as these two to have a productive conversation? Or does it devolve into, like your marriage counseling thing of, well, he cheated on me and she doesn't appreciate me and blah, 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 blah. And they just argue for like 2 hours at each other. And then they say, okay, we're done here. Thanks for coming. This seems like it's going to be completely unproductive, but who knows? Maybe the mediator is a magic person who can bring out the love and understanding between them.
Yeah, we root for love here on this pod. We hope they remember what brought them together in the first place.
That's right. Money.
No, they think. I actually think it'll be tricky for if it's really someone who does not understand college sports. You'd really have to explain why this amount of money isn't enough.
Right.
And I don't know that that's that easy.
No.
Because if you look at it and go, well, what do you mean it's not enough? You just went 12-0.
Yeah,
so right. I understand Florida State's position, believe me, but I wonder if you don't understand college athletics. And I actually don't know that I understand Florida. I don't wholly agree with it. I agree with some of it. Yes, it would be better to be financially competitive with the SEC, but you don't necessarily can guarantee that. Like, every business would like that. Everybody wants to be Apple. That would be great. But I'm intrigued at how the lawyers get to this. I mean, the judges, if you get in, or a mediator or whatever. So,
Well, it reminds me like the IARP, the NCAA put together with people who didn't really understand how college basketball works. And they never did get it, clearly, from some of their rulings and interpretations. So I don't know whether you would be asking a mediator with no background in that a lot, I think, to understand the esoterica of all of this stuff and actually be useful.
Yeah, keep in mind, just 3 weeks ago, we were at ACC Media Days and heard from Jim Phillips. He was asked about potential settlements or just the situation in general, and he gave no indication, right, that the ACC would be willing to settle in any way. Said that he is committed to fighting the schools, quote, as long as it takes in court. So judging by that, I wouldn't expect much, but you do never know. There is some coincidental timing of this mediation week. This is the week that schools in the ACC would have to give notice if they're going to play in another league next fall. August 15th on Thursday is the notice, but there's been no expectation, and it's been kind of long believed that Florida State isn't planning on giving notice this year, and I think the timing is probably just coincidental. So we'll see.
Yeah, gotta still have some place to go. The other thing, I was doing math in my mind, which is a very dangerous thing, so you guys might need to correct me on this, but if they're $30 million in the hole, allegedly, in terms of revenue, right, between them and the SEC and Big Ten, roughly, over a 12-year span still of the deal, that's $600 million, which would be basically the same as if they paid to get, if they just left right now, the ACC would keep their $600 million roughly. So what exactly are you getting?
Wait, you're saying they're 30 million behind each year?
Yeah.
And there's 12 years left?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's 360 million.
Is it? Okay, that's different than 600 million. See, check my math. Thank you.
Whew, check that checkbook. Good Lord. just off my $240 million.
I'm trying to do it in my head, sitting here looking at your face, man. This is not easy.
So close.
Yeah. All right.
Just like to say the UMass grad nailed that.
Good job.
30 times 12, baby.